Question. What if I see no evidence of sanctification? Cafe Sola is wondering. Or Christopher.
Well, the first question is, are you talking about other people or yourself? Because if you're talking about other people, then get over it. If you're talking about yourself, what are you qualifying as evidence of sanctification? Because the only evidence of sanctification we actually get is faith. Your works are not evidence of sanctification; they're evidence of justification. Go to James, right? You got to, if you want to be justified before other people, you want to be able to judge your justification. It is all works, all law. That's why we hope not in our justification before men, but in our justification before God. But if you want evidence, that's the way you get it. The evidence of sanctification, of being made holy, not righteous. Don't confuse holiness and righteousness. It's so silly that we do this with these terms, right? They're different things. They are connected to each other. Someone who is holy in God's presence will also be righteous. It's true, right? But don't confuse them. The evidence of your being made holy by God, which is not a process, it's not a ladder, it's not a progress, it's a declaration, it's by grace, it's election, is that you're a believer. That believing makes you holy by setting you apart from the mass of unbelievers who don't believe. Right? It is through faith alone that Jesus Christ has become your sanctification. That's the way the scriptures generally talk with that word, right? There is some language of new obedience that's used in some Lutheran circles, yeah, and even in our confessions from time to time that uses the word sanctification for that, but man, steer away from that. It doesn't help you. It puts you in a place where you're at right now where you're like, where's my evidence of sanctification? You want evidence that you're sanctified? Take and eat. This is the body of Jesus. That is evidence that you're holy. Eat it. Oh, you don't want to eat it? Okay, then you're not holy because you rejected the holy thing, right? That's sanctification. Will sanctification have an effect on your good works? Yes, right? The insanity that would say that it wouldn't is unbelief itself. Of course, you being holy is going to affect your justification before men and how you behave in front of other people. Of course it will. So is that your question? You don't do any good works ever? Really? You want me to answer that in public? I mean, I don't. This Cafe Sola, you're like, that's like a long-term viewer, right? I mean,
oh yeah. He's a good guy.
I don't want to hurt you here, because I don't think you really.
He may actually be asking this because it's come up in other debates and circles and whatnot. I don't think he's necessarily asking for himself.
Because literally, if you do no good works ever, right? You don't go to work, you don't do your studies, you beat your wife and you murder her multiple times, you rape and pillage, you worship idols. Oh, I'm getting a cramp in my foot. Yeah, you like literally have golden cows in your basement. Well, then you're not a Christian, right? I mean, literally, if you do no good ever and you only do evil, you're not a Christian. But you don't become a Christian by doing good, and you don't get more sanctified by doing good. You are sanctified as a free gift by Jesus. So the question itself is a bad question. What if I don't see evidence? What evidence? What are you looking for? Are you looking for it in yourself? Then you're not actually asking about sanctification. Then you're asking about justification, and you're in Roman Catholicism and evangelicalism all over again, because you're looking to prove your faith by looking at your faith, and it just doesn't work that way. If you want evidence of your sanctification, your justification, you got to look at Jesus, right? And this does not destroy good works. It actually creates them. It sets you free to do them without having to have them always be about yourself and how you're climbing a ladder, right? It's I get emotional about this because I get tired of people like rejecting it. Yep, like as if when Paul says this multiple times, shall we go on sinning that grace may abound? His answer isn't clear enough. Of course, that's not what he's saying, but that does not take away the fact that it is the gospel that creates faith. The gospel is the thing that sanctifies. That's the holy thing. It used to be, in the divine liturgy right now, your pastor, when he says the words of institution, he holds up, he should at least hold up the bread and the wine and say, the peace of the Lord be with you always. He's not talking about the handshake that everybody does after this at this point. He's talking about this is peace from God. It is a declaration. It is an end of warfare. The bread and the wine that are Jesus. In one of the ancient liturgies, they said something a little bit different. Same idea, but what they said was the holy thing for the holy people. The holy thing for the holy people, right? You who were far off, you who were not a nation, you are being made a nation as you come to this God who's going to go into you. And if that's not enough to sanctify you, nothing's enough to sanctify you. If you got to go add some proof to it, you got a different God. You got a different spirit. That's basically what Luther ended up saying to the holiness guys that were around in his day. And this is what this question comes out of holiness stuff. This is Wesley, right? And Wesley borrowed it from Lutheran pietism. That's Lutheran pietism. It's a different spirituality at the end of the day. It's not content with grace. It's not content with God killing me and raising me in Jesus. I have to go add more me to it. Why? Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? You've been set free from you. Be content with Jesus. Are you saying we can go do whatever we want, Pastor Fisk? No!
Romans 6.
Jeez. Right? And that's why, I mean, it's an endless circle of a conversation. And, either you believe the gospel or you don't. And yeah, if you don't believe the gospel and you think the gospel is a license to hatred, then you don't believe the gospel. And then you're not a Christian. Like, you're on or you're off this wagon. Yeah. But don't think you're on the wagon because of how good you are or because you can see signs of it in your own life. I mean, we can go to this last one too. If you're worried about it, am I really a Christian? I'm not sure. I feel bad. It's a fair question. Happens, right? Well, then you're a Christian, because a non-Christian wouldn't be worried about it. They'd be off just doing the evil and not worried about it. So there is a proof of your faith in the sense that you doubt your faith. That's not usually the answer most people are looking for, but it is there. It's an experience we have, the Affentum, the dark night of the soul. Good question. Awful question.
Worldview Everlasting is solid, Christian, and free because it is viewer supported. Your monthly gift of $5, $10, or $25 is the reason that we can continue to improve and expand these tools for online Christian outreach and discipleship. To make a one-time donation, sign up for the Lutheran Ninja Clan regular giving, or to find information about how to put Worldview Everlasting in your congregation's budget, click Donate Now.